So I was thinking about this when I was at work today, and I'm going to try my best to explain this as fast as I possibly can. Hopefully, you have 5 minutes to spare to just get some quick game on how you can reap the rewards of your work and get the best benefits in life as you possibly can, especially when you're young. Because at some point, you're going to be my age. At some point, you're going to be my age, and you're going to look back, and you're either going to say, I wish I could have and would have, or you're going to look back and say, I'm thankful that I did the thing. Dang, the sun is killing us, like, really. So look, the best advice that I could have taken when I was younger that I didn't take was to play the long game. And I know it sounds crazy, and it doesn't even sound crazy, it just sounds boring, because realistically that is what it is. It's extremely boring to play the long game. However, the long game is the right game. The fast game is the game that leads to long-term problems, but the boring game is the game that leads to long-term fruition. It leads to long-term success. I've known this since I was 21. You plant a seed, and it takes a season for that seed to grow and to become something that produces more seeds. For some seeds, it takes longer. For some seeds, it takes shorter. What I've learned is the more that seed has to offer, the longer it takes for that seed to grow. And that's what I want to get across to you in as quick of a video as possible. And I'm really going to make this under 5 minutes because I want to respect your time, and I want to just make this point as fast as I can, because long term, I'm telling you, you're going to reap the rewards if you just take this advice. And I don't want to make this about money. I don't want to make this about it couldn't necessarily be sacrifice. I don't want to make this something that's going to seem hard to you. But whatever the idea you're having, whatever you're going through right now in life, if it feels like it's a short-term problem with a short-term solution, handle it. But if you're dealing with something that's going to take a long time to reap the benefit of the thing that you're doing, take the long route. Don't take the short route. If it takes 4 years to get the education, it's probably not for you. But if it takes 8 years to get the education, go for it. You see what I'm saying? If it takes 4 years for the investment to grow, put your money into it. If you're trying to get in and out, don't even think about it. Right? Research shows that day trading is risky as hell. Investing in an index fund long term works. Research shows that in order for a marriage to meet, in order for the majority of marriages to reach maturity, you need to be married for over 5 years. The majority of marriages end in under 5 years. And the point I'm making is that time is the thing that gives you the ability to reap the reward of the investment that you made. But if you're always getting in and getting out, you're never going to experience the benefits of the things that you're doing and the things that you're investing in. It takes 5 years, on average, 5 to 6 years, for someone who practices jiu-jitsu to become a purple belt. And on average, it takes around 10 years to become a black belt. But by the time you're matured, it's extremely worth the journey. Play the long-term game is the point I'm making. Play the long-term game, especially when you're young, because by the time you're my age, by the time you're 28, you're going to be living a blessed life if you're playing the long-term game. Now, I can't even imagine what life is going to look like by the time you're 35, 40. By the time I'm 35 or 40, I just started playing the long-term game. That's why I'm sharing this message with you, because if YouTube does this correctly, it's only going to send this video out to people that are most. If I have trust in the algorithm, And if I know the algorithm like I know the algorithm, YouTube is gonna send this video out to people that are just like me. You're probably a foundational Black American with a blue collar job, your father, or these are your aspirations. You're getting ready to go into a blue collar job. You want to be a family man and foundational Black American. You have some type of training that you do, whether it be working out, fitness. You're into the lifestyle. And I really want this video to reach you because I genuinely want you to play the long-term game. Because you're going to reap the benefits of it long-term in the future. Just sow the seeds and keep watering them. And I know it's going to be boring. It's going to be boring as hell, especially just to be consistent. But it's worth it over time. It's extremely worth it over time. I look back in my own life and I think about all the things I didn't do, all the mistakes I made, and I'm glad I made them because I now have a lot more clarity that I didn't have when I was younger. I didn't have the clarity. I didn't know. Therefore, I was trying a bunch of things at all times, when in reality, I should have just stuck to one thing. And that is the biggest mistake I've ever made in my life, is trying to be around everywhere, hopping in everything, being in and out of everything, trying to be everywhere all at once, when it wasn't doing anything for me but getting me. I was just starting over. Every time you start nothing new, you're just starting the whole process over again. And you're just becoming a white belt all over again. You're just it's like your first day in the gym all over again. It's like the first time in that new school all over again. Every time you start something new. And that's what I want you to avoid, is having to start over all the time. Because every time you start over, it's like you're wasting time of your life when you could have been just invested in the thing that you were in before. And although it got boring, doubling down on it. I went a little bit over 5 minutes, but listen, double down on the things that you're doing. Double down on the ideas that you have. Stop getting in and getting out and starting things over and over and over and over again. Because that's the reason you're failing. That's the reason you're failing at everything you're doing. And realistically, you're not even failing for real. You're just starting something new. And every time you start something new because you're bored, you're just going back to zero. You're becoming a white belt again. When you could have been a purple belt by now, you could have been a brown belt, you could have been a black belt by now, and whatever you were doing before, but you gave up on it. And that's why you keep failing. So stop giving up on things. Stop starting over. Stop starting new things. Just double down on what you're already doing. Peace. That's all I got for you guys. Peace. We'll see you in the next video.